your life coach. Now it is time for you to listen to your teacher and coach within, who will guide you on the journey to conquer stress so as to live a life that is more balanced, powerful, stressless, and successful. The things you are going to hear today will be recorded and programmed much like a tape recorder in the subconscious part of your mind to lay the foundation for change. The more you mentally rehearse these suggestions and the more you physically practice them, the more you will install this new behavior over time. You want very much to be able to perform at your best under pressure, like a life champion. You want to have a more balanced and stressless life and to live well, while at the same time achieving life success. And so, you need to have a balanced challenge response to conquer stress, to create a problem-solving response where you choose more innovative solutions, and a win-learn strategy so you will gain unconventional wisdom, so you will not repeat your core patterns, and so you will perform stressless in the future. That said, here is what you need to know for now. Performing and living stressless in the zone. The first big secret when it comes to balancing your imbalances, living stressless, performing at your best, and achieving life success is that you need to perform in the zone, which is that place where athletes play out of their heads, that place where musicians seem to be at one with their notes in a higher dimension, and that place where life masters who practice the art of self-defense lives. When you are in the zone, you are more balanced. Everything slows down. You feel invincible, and you have an unlimited amount of time to exercise your options, even under highly stressful conditions in the battles of competition. That said, you can reach the zone where you are more balanced and where life flows by quieting your mind, relaxing your body, calming your emotions, and moving with spirit. In being in the zone, you will perform stressless and better than your best, which will enhance your chances for living well and reaching the summit of life success. That said, the first secret weapon of the life champion is to circumvent the fight-flight response by being in the zone with the flow response. Competitive toughness and the balanced challenge response. The second big secret when it comes to conquering stress, performing at your best, balancing your imbalances, and achieving life success is to become a life champion, a warrior, who thinks and sees things different. The life champion sees high pressure as an ally, only there to bring out his best, and he welcomes the opportunity to play the game of life in the midst of high stress. That said, the secret weapon of the life champion is to circumvent the fight-flight response with a more balanced challenge response. Here are some of the best high-performance and life-in-balance challenge responses used by life champions to exercise excellence in the midst of high pressure. The oh no versus oh boy positive attitude. When most people encounter high pressure in a stressful situation, their first reaction is to usually say, oh no. If I win, I will be a hero, and if I don't, I will be a zero. In contrast, the champion's positive attitude is seen in his balanced challenge response, where he says, oh boy, I have been waiting my entire life for this moment. Trying too hard versus trying easy. When the stakes get high, or we are having a bad performance day, we start to try too hard, and our performance diminishes even further. The best balanced challenge response is not to try too hard, which just makes matters worse, Rather, it is to exercise excellence under high pressure by trying easy. It matters too much versus it's just a game. The number one cause of stress is that things matter too much. This is often seen in sports when an athlete does well in the minor league, but when he starts to play in a big league game, he says something like, "This is the Olympics, and my entire career boils down to being successful in the next few minutes." It matters too much is also seen in the game of business, where executives perform well in $1 million deal, but when the stakes get up to say $100 million, they start to feel enormous pressure, as then success really matters. That said, the best way to diffuse a high-stakes, high-pressure situation where it matters too much is to balance this by taking some pressure off by saying, it's just a game, and games are supposed to be fun. Conquering overload and deadline stressors. In this age of technology, we are all feeling stress from time compression, where deadlines come faster and faster, and where there is too much to do and too little time. The best challenge response to conquering the deadline and overload stressors is to balance this by first building a time buffer into whatever you are doing, realizing that things always take longer than expected, delegating work if possible, taking breaks, as when you do, you will perform better, and then, if you are still feeling pressure, try to move the deadline. You may think that moving a deadline is impossible, but it is done all of the time in the game of high-pressure real estate development by simply buying time through an extension. Conquering lifestyle habits via substitution. One of the most common responses to high stress is to turn to our bad habits, such as smoking, overeating, and overdrinking, so as to push ourselves past the wall, which only makes matters worse. Perhaps the best immediate way to conquer lifestyle habits caused by stress is to first focus on your breathing. Catch yourself in the act and then balance this by substituting something more beneficial, such as exercise and yoga, or listening to some music, so as to diminish your stress. Powering down. The stress that comes from time compression and overload is also often seen where you burn the midnight candle to get the job done. The best balanced challenge response in this situation is when you see that you have reached a diminishing return, power down. That said, the number one cause of pain and a major stressor is our attachment to a successful outcome. The best balance and challenge response for conquering the pain of stress is to let go of your attachment, while at the same time not going to the other side of the pendulum to be detached. This can be achieved by saying, I prefer to win. I don't demand it.